What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, where for today's video, boy have I got news for you, because it has once again been a stacked week in the world of Transformers, especially when it does come to third party. So, Unique Toys recently dropped images for their upcoming masterpiece scale, Revenge of the Fallen, Skids and Mudflap. Now, if Hasbro ain't gonna do it, you can almost certainly rely on these third party companies, because when it comes to detail, these guys look crazy good. Now, for the best part of 15 years, I've always been of the opinion that the best transforming versions of these two were their original Human Alliance counterparts. Although, after checking out some of these images, Unique Toys now has the power to pop some caps in the original ass, because when it comes to detail, they appear near spot on to the very brief amount of screen time that they did have in the Revenge of the Fallen movie. And alongside Jetfire, I think these two have to be arguably two of the most charismatic characters that we've ever seen from the live action movie. So it's also pretty sweet to see them pack in all of the articulation expected from a modern day masterpiece, even individual middle finger articulation, which I thought was a really sweet touch. And they are also specifically designed to scale alongside actual movie masterpiece figures. So here we have both of them stacked up against Bumblebee, and the scale again appears to be dead on to the movie. So definitely cannot wait to see way more from these two. Unfortunately, at the time of this recording, we don't have any images of them fully transformed into their vehicle modes. Although, judging by Unique Toys' past track record, I would imagine those would be almost as accurate, if not even more so, than their robot mode. So definitely I'm hoping to see these guys sooner rather than later, because Unique Toys appears to be churning out these live action movie figures with their next reveal, which is the Red Destroyer, aka Age of Extinction Stinger, and he looks incredible. Much like their version of Galvatron, they've literally managed to make the impossible possible. Some of those Transformers 4 designs were so difficult to translate into actual transformable action figures, but again, Unique Toys have us covered. When it comes to robot mode, this Stinger absolutely wipes the floor with any of the previous versions that we've seen from Hasbro. It looks spot on front side to back. He's also going to be packing all of the accessories and more that we saw him use in the movie, and he will be able to transform into that amazing Pagani, which I think has to be one of the sharpest looking vehicle modes that Michael Bay ever brought to the big screen. And much like Skids and Mudflap, there is also a comparison image between this Stinger and the official movie masterpiece Bumblebee. To my surprise, again, the scale looks to be almost spot on to what we saw from the movie. So I am now just left wondering how the transformation between all three of these products are going to play out, because Unique Toys is renowned for kind of striking a great balance between complexity and enjoyability. So I'm hoping the same does follow suit here for Skids and Mudflap and Stinger, but that Stinger design is so difficult to translate that I really wouldn't be surprised if his transformation was absolutely bonkers. And talking of bonkers, Unique Toys ain't the only baddies churning out Michael Bay Transformers, because a brand new third-party company titled TianYI Design Studio dropped some prototype images for their upcoming Revenge of the Fallen masterpiece scale, Sideways, and he looks mental. The design was by far one of the more complex that we saw from that Transformers 2 movie, that when it came round to the Studio Series release, the design team had to refine a lot when it came to that design, but this third-party company, much like Unique Toys, have well and truly knocked it out the park. He looks just as complex as he briefly did appear on screen, the details are just crazy, and he will be able to transform into a pretty convincing Audi, which again looks to be very accurate to the brief amount of screen time that we saw from the movie. Much like the past third-party figures, this will also be in that movie masterpiece scale. So here he is stacked up against his brother from another mother. We have the MPM Barricade, and it looks spot on. You know, these third-party companies right now are smashing it when it comes to movie accuracy, and this Sideways makes me super pumped to see more from this company. Changing gears slightly, this time to some official Hasbro and Takara Tomy news. These are more 2025 listings. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, take everything mentioned in this video now with a massive pinch of salt, because it does just seem as if though the listings for next year are churning out. There are so many figures that are set to be released that I'm kind of left wondering how exactly are Hasbro going to cram all of this into 1 year. But if these listings are to be true, then 2025 appears to be an absolute banger for the line. So we have some exclusives, because let's all face it, what would Hasbro be without those super difficult exclusives? And first of all, we are going to be starting off with some of the Target exclusives. So they are going to be running next year their own exclusive subline, much like we've seen in previous years, although some of the entries on this list are super interesting. So the first one is of a Transformers Studio Series unnamed leader class. So you guys let me know down below, what character do you think could be filling that listing? The next entry on the list though is super interesting. This is for a Transformers Studio Series 2-pack Gamer Edition Devastation, Voyager Elite Seeker, and Deluxe Ground Soldier. So that does confirm that Studio Series next year will be trickling into the Transformers Devastation video game. These are going to be two really cool characters. I do wonder if they will be repaints of pre-existing figures or if they're going to be completely brand new molds. I guess only time will tell. And Transformers Devastation has some pretty sweet cell shading, so I'm also left wondering how exactly they're going to translate that into a Studio Series figure. Maybe it will look something along the lines of those 35th anniversary Optimus Prime and Megatron figures that we saw released around about 5 years ago now. Next up is the listing for a universe which Hasbro can't seem to quite pull themselves out of. This is a Transformers Studio Series 86, who would have guessed, Voyager class Perceptor, 86 movie Ramhorn, and Ratbat 3-pack. So this sounds super interesting because Ramhorn and Ratbat are of course two amazing minions to both Blaster and Soundwave. The only thing which I'm not thrilled about is that in order to get those two minions, we have to once again double dip on that deluxe class Perceptor. Now I would imagine that this will be a straight up repack of the deluxe version which we have seen reissued so many times, this time completely redecoed to better match the actual animation model. So think of something similar along the lines of the Autobot United Stand 5-pack. I would imagine that they will completely abolish any of the transparent components. I won't lie to you guys, it is a decent figure, but there are so many other better Studio Series figures out there, which to be honest, I think are way more deserving of a reissue. The next two listings, which are Target exclusives, are kind of switching to the Transformers Prime mainline. So this is the next big thing after Legacy United wraps up, I believe in January of 2025, and so far unfortunately these are two unnamed listings. So there will be a Transformers Prime Voyager class figure and a Transformers Prime multi-pack. So again, you guys be sure to speculate down below what characters you guys would like to see from these exclusives. Now, much like Optimus Prime to Megatron in the Transformers Dark of the Moon movie, what would a Target exclusive be without a Walmart exclusive? So yes, Hasbro will also be continuing on with their Walmart exclusives next year, and I won't lie to you guys, between the two stores, Walmart is definitely packing a punch. So next year we'll celebrate, or I believe towards the end of this year, the whopping 20th anniversary of the Transformers Cybertron TV show, and I can't even lie to you guys, all of the most recent updates that we've been seeing from Transformers Legacy have absolutely slapped. So I am so excited to see the characters from this subline because they sound awesome. So first of all, there will be a deluxe Cybertron universe Sideways, and he by far has one of the coolest designs from the Transformers Cybertron lineup. I'm kind of thinking maybe they will branch out and give us a brand new mold for this, because if I kind of throw your minds back to the Transformers Velocitron subline, Override was a complete brand new mold, despite for the most part that line consisting of mere repaint. So I'm hoping that's the same here for Sideways. He deserves his own unique mold, because let's all face it, right now I can't think of a pre-existing mold off the top of my head which would really suit that character down to a T. There will then be a deluxe Cybertron universe Exelion, so expect kind of the new Cybertron hotshot redecoed in that amazing hot rod color scheme. That is going to look straight up fire. There will then be a Voyager Cybertron universe Skywarp, so expect that amazing Cybertron Starscream which we saw in Wave 2 to be fully redecoed into the Skywarp colors. And then finally we have a leader class figure which at the time of this video is unknown. So again, you guys be sure to let me know down below what leader class scale figure would you guys love to see as part of this Cybertron 20th anniversary subline. Now we're going to switch to some of the digital releases. First up, Amazon is once again back with a brand new subline, this time titled Mayhem vs Wreckers, which I think sounds super promising. The first 2-pack we can expect from this will be a deluxe class Spinister versus Twincast. Now because 9 times out of 10 most of these Amazon exclusives are repaint / retools, I would expect the Spinister to be a repaint and redeco of the amazing Transformers Siege figure, and the Twin Twist to be once again a reissue of the version that we did recently see as part of the Wreckers subline. So that's going to be really interesting. The next 2-pack will be of a deluxe Iron Fist versus Carnivac. Now the Iron Fist is said to be a repaint / retool of the Detritus / Studio Series 86 movie Hound mold, which let's all face it is honestly kind of expected, and the Carnivac is said to be a retool of Weird Wolf, which I believe we saw way back as part of the Titans Return toy line. Gonna be honest, I thought he was a pretty smashing headmaster, so again it will be cool to see that mold kind of revisited, and I wonder what unique twist they're gonna put on it. Now we turn to some of the Hasbro Pulse exclusives, and I won't even lie to you guys, some of these listings sound amazing. So the first exclusive that we are set to see will be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. This will be based on the Skybound comics and will consist of Jetfire, Darak, and Solia. Now I believe this is a crossover with Void Rivals. I can't say that I'm particularly too familiar with that because I don't really delve into the comics unfortunately, and I really should because they do sound amazing. And then the next exclusive will be a PulseCon exclusive, and this one sounds sounds straight up hype. This is going to be a Hearts of Steel set, and it's rumoured to consist of both Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. Now, you guys may be thinking to yourselves, Bumblebee and Optimus Prime, we see those characters so many times, but never as trains. In the Hearts of Steel comic book series, Optimus Prime and Bumblebee transform into these amazing trains, and I can't even lie to you guys, if this listing is correct, then it does have the potential to be one of the best releases of next year. Shooting our way into 2025, Hasbro will be continuing their Transformers crossover subline, which I'm not going to lie, recently has been bringing out some absolute bangers. Now, at the moment we have 8 listings, 7 of which are unnamed, although one is named, and it sounds so awesome. This will finally be a Transformers and Sonic the Hedgehog crossover. Apparently this is going to be a 2-pack. Really interesting to see exactly how they're going to pull this off. Who's going to come in the 2-pack? Will it be both Sonic and Tails? Will it be Sonic and Dr. Robotnik? I guess only time will tell. And finally, at least when it comes to the 2025 listings for now, Takara, Tomy, the Sneaky Devils are going to be back with some pretty awesome repaints. The first being a Transformers Legacy exclusive, Voyager Armada Super Starscream. So this is going to be the Armada Starscream just redecoed into the Thundercracker colour scheme, which was a colour scheme that Starscream did sport in the Transformers Armada TV show. So that's going to be really awesome. And then the final listing will be Takara, Tomy straight up cooking, because they are going to be releasing a Studio Series Voyager class, Rise of the Beasts, and Nemesis Prime. They recently repainted the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime, and that figure looks absolutely incredible. So again, much like the Super Starscream, I'm hoping this one will be slightly easier to get a hold of. But those ain't even the meat and potatoes when it comes to these Takara, Tomy reveals, because right now they are hosting an exhibit in Japan as part of the Shizuoka Hobby Show. They teased this brand new project T-Spark subline, and I can't even lie to you guys, their first entry looks to be straight up fire. This is going to be them collaborating with Flame Toys to create fully transformable figures. So in the past, Flame Toys would come up with these amazing designs, which unfortunately were just figures. They never transformed. Well, Takara, Tomy appears to be beating the third-party companies, as they are going to be producing a Flame Toys inspired Rodimus Prime, which can transform into an awesome looking vehicle mode, and this looks to be one of the best looking Takara, Tomy products they have brought out in a very long time. The design looks amazing. I've always been a big fan of Flame Toys' work, so to kind of see them officially cross paths with Takara, Tomy to create transforming products, I think is going to be awesome. Even the vehicle mode, despite at the moment being a great prototype, looks amazing. You know, it's so cool to see these stylistic approaches to some of these original G1 characters, so definitely cannot wait to get my hands on this. I'm just hoping that it doesn't cost an arm and a leg, which considering that it is Takara, Tomy, it will more than likely do so, especially when it comes round to their second teased entry, which will be a fully combining transformable version of Predaking. Now right now we merely have this teaser image, but judging by the combined mode, much like Rodimus, what an incredible design. You know, recently Takara, Tomy announced plans that they were going to be kind of winding down when it came round to their Masterpiece lineup, and I was a little bummed out about it, because I think there are so many more characters they could approach. But if this T-Spark subline is going to be taking its place, then damn, Takara, Tomy is literally going to have a direct link to my bank account, because some of these designs look straight up fire. And Takara, Tomy ain't finished cooking just yet, because separate from their T-Spark subline, they are also going to be releasing a brand new product to coincide with the whopping 40th anniversary, and that would be pretty much an animation retake on the Transformers Legacy Leo Convoy. So they're going to be taking that mold, they're going to be retooling certain parts to better match how he did originally appear in the animation, and judging by this image which we have, the beast mode in particular appears to reign supreme. The head sculpt appears to be very similar in design to the amazing Masterpiece which they brought out a few years back, and I can't lie to you guys, with the exception of that ugly beast head which we did see originally as part of the main line, I thought that figure was pretty solid. So to see Takara, Tomy make this fix makes this an instant buy for myself, and I also cannot wait to see as to what other features this will include. Apparently it's also going to be stacked in the weapon department, so again, definitely cannot wait to see way more from this release. And finally, if you are a Bayverse fan like myself, then Takara, Tomy have us covered, because they never just left us out to dry. They will be reissuing the movie Masterpiece 3 Bumblebee, this time repainted to the max. To be honest, this is how I think we should have seen him released from the beginning. You know, he was a movie Masterpiece figure, so already warranted a pretty hefty price tag, but there is no denying that this brand new recolor looks amazing. They appear to be literally painting everything when it comes around to the Camaro mode, mode, that thing appears to be painted front side to back, and it definitely does appear to be a big step up in comparison to the original release. As we check out the robot mode, there are so many additional details which this time are painted, and yeah, it definitely does seem to be the superior version between the two, although I'm hoping this won't be a running theme from Takara Tomy, where they release a movie masterpiece figure, and then a few years down the line they reissue it with superior paint apps. But yeah, I think I'm gonna cop this one. I never got round to reviewing the original MPM3, so this will definitely be a great second opportunity for myself. Now, to round this video off with an absolute beast, Yolopark recently released images for their upcoming AMK Pro X Series Rise of the Beasts Apelinq. So not only does this give us our best official look of how Apelinq would have looked had he transformed in the Rise of the Beast movie, but maybe also our first look of what we can expect from the upcoming rumoured Studio Series Leader Class Apelinq. So, of course, this is inspired by concept art because sadly we never saw this guy transform in that Rise of the Beast movie, but when it does come to a design, he looks awesome. So pretty much very similar to Optimus Primal, but in his defense, the beast mode was more or less just a beefed up version of Primal, so it would make sense that once he would maximize into his robot mode, the same would apply, and his design looks savage. We were robbed of not seeing Apelinq in his robot mode, because had we, I think he would have stood a better chance in going up against Scourge when it comes to the painting and the detail. For a figure which does only retail for $60, I think Yolopark have well and truly knocked it out of the park, and for those of you who are looking to pre-order this bad boy, then definitely be sure to check out the links down below, because I believe he is set to be released as early as next month. And the biggest thing which sets this AMK Pro X Series release apart from the regular AMK Pro figures would be that this guy includes a fully detailed and painted display base, which much like Apelinq looks incredible. So definitely cannot wait to get my hands on this guy. It's awesome to finally see a full-blown action figure of Apelinq, because up until this point he was the only Maximal which we are yet to see released by any company. So yeah, roll on the release for this guy, and again, definitely cannot wait to see if this will inspire the upcoming Studio Series Leader Class figure. So, that's a wrap. There was so much to unpack in today's video. I would love to know down in the comment section below, out of everything discussed, what are you guys most excited for? I want to thank you all so much for watching, and until my next video, transform and roll out!